Well, once again, we just want to thank Santa and his helpers and wish them a great journey back to the pole. And we'll see him on the, well, we probably won't see him because most of you kids will be asleep when he comes down the chimney and leaves you all those goodies that you've wished and hoped for throughout the year. That depends on whether you've been good or bad, of course. Won't be too far away, fans. Thank you for persevering with us tonight. We've got to make sure that this track is 100% right so that the racing is absolutely top-notch tonight for that Midas Midget All-Stars Series. Could actually be a good chance to talk to Mr. Midas himself, Jason Wilson. He might want to come up into the combox and we'll have a big chat about those 23 franchises around the country. Yeah, make sure you wipe your feet, buddy. Now, I'm not sure if this is a race or if this is just another quick little bit of tyre packing. We'll find out if they grid them up. It's the street stocks that are out on the track now. If you're first time to Speedway, these are the street stocks. It's a crash and bash class. They run in both directions throughout the night. So they'll do 2 races in one direction and then they'll swap around at some stage throughout the night and race in the other direction as well. Great tap and run class. There's no full-on contact. Try and tag the back of someone's car and spin them out of contention during a race. I don't know where Jace from Midas went. He's still wiping his feet, I think. Right, we got Jason here from Midas. Jason, tell us all about Midas. We know you got the 23 franchises, but tell us what sort of products is it that Midas has?
So our 23 stores are full franchise workshops. And we our majority of our work is servicing motor vehicles. So our 23 stores start from Whangarei and head all the way down to Invercargill. They're local businesses, so they are local guys from the areas that own these stores, and then they belong to a franchise which is head office at Midas New Zealand in Auckland.
Now, you've been involved with the Midas Midget All-Stars Series for a few years now.
Yeah, I think this is our 3rd season now, and it's a lot of fun. There's some great drivers, and the crowd's going to see some great driving tonight. So Michael Pickens, Brad Mosen, the team's great. It's full of some hot-class drivers, and it's exciting to watch.
What is it that steered Midas towards the midget class?
So with Midas, we like to be involved with Western Springs. So head office is in Auckland, and John McCullum and Greg Joint. We are ex-race car drivers, ex-dirt drivers, and we've all had a passion with midgets. So it starts with Western Springs. So we do a series up at Western Springs, and then John was kindly enough to think of Midas to do the All-Star Tour, and that's how that began 3 years ago.
So this is the 3rd round tonight. We know that the defending, I'm pretty sure Brad Moses, defending Midas champion, had a nightmare at the last meeting. He had an issue with an oil pickup sensor, didn't score any points. That's thrown this series wide open, and the GOAT himself, Michael Pickens, is standing at the top of the series chart, at the chart, standing up the top, and he's got a reasonable handy lead.
Yeah, nice. So Brad won Bay Park. That was the first event back for the season, and then yeah, you're right. The next race was at Western Springs and didn't go well for Brad. However, Michael, the calibre of the man, he was able to pick up the win of that feature only a couple of weeks ago.
I know there was a few anxious faces from the drivers earlier on, looking at the sky and seeing what this weather was going to do. We did say to them, we'll do everything we can to get this racing done. You can see the street stocks have just brought that track back a little bit as well there. How they've going the opposite direction, just drags a little bit of that moisture back out.
Yeah, for sure. Like the guys that have been out there tonight, wheel packing, have done an amazing job. The track has come up real good, so let's hope we get some nice racing, fast racing in tonight.
Well, once this track dries out and we start to get a groove here, I think the drivers will be surprised, certainly the ones that haven't been here before, how much grip this track has. We always hear that from drivers that have never been here before. They go, that's a very deceiving racetrack.
No, it's a great track. I've driven on it, so the guys will have some fun when they get out there.
I'm sure they will. Big thank you for Midas through the sponsorship as well. We'll keep plugging you throughout the night, obviously, and we'll give away some more products and things through our Thirsty Whale text phone competitions. But it's all about Midas tonight. Jump online, look at the websites, find out where the franchises are. If you need the servicing done for your vehicles and things like that, Midas, that's the place to go, isn't it?
It sure is. Midas.co.nz.
There you go, midas.co.nz. It's very simple. Thanks, Jason, for coming in. Finally got Santa's sleigh back in. Thanks to Robertson Prestige for the Holden Colorado pay shoot. Just a little bit more track prep. It's still only 20 past 7. It's not a late one. That's why we start early these days. Lots of giveaways to come later on tonight. Creative Treasures vouchers, Rosie O'Grady's Taradol vouchers. We got those Thirsty Whale restaurant and bar vouchers, that pickleball voucher. We got posters. We've got Hawkeye's gear. I've got a Hawkeye's singlet and a bucket cap. I've got some McIntyre shirts. Lots of stuff to give away. We love giving away stuff. You don't have to be a racer to be a winner at Meeanee Speedway. Our 3 sidecar crews just keeping an eye on this track as well. Might need a Speedway rear wheel on tonight, possibly. All the other tracks around the North Island have been rained out or postponed. And that's how you go drifting, the 64 car, flat out sideways. Still trying to get used to the 64 of Dave Brand not having the sheriff's colours. We should grab young Jacob Buckrill while he's down there in front of me. Jake, come on up. Jacob Buckrill, 99B Super Stock. Racing in his first teams event tonight. Just getting some encouragement from his teammate Kyron O'Brien as he walked by. I'm looking forward to that. It is the Blackhawks versus the Whitehawks later on tonight. That's going to be excellent. It's not too late into the program either. Of course, we're only about maybe 8 weeks away from the NZ Superstock teams in Manawatu at Robertson Prestige International Speedway. But firstly, we're going to talk to one of the young guns in the Superstock class. He is Jacob Buckrill, peddling the 99B. You got a teams race tonight, mate?
Yeah, I thought it's a friendly Hawke's Bay, so I thought I might as well put my hand up. It can only do me good for my racecraft, so yeah.
Well, I've seen you use the bumper a little bit. You know how to use it, and it'll be pretty much the same, because it's not full-on contact tonight. It's going to be a bit of tap and run and try and pin some guys up against the wall.
Yeah, well, it's no wind-offs, no over-aggressive driving. It's more for the me, Glennie and Ben. It's our first teams race, so yeah, not over-aggressive. It's more of a learning thing for all of us, and especially the guys like Corin and Quinnan, all that going into teams, learning. Not learning, just kind of getting back in the groove, I suppose.
We've got a pretty good mixture of experienced and new young drivers like yourself and Ben and Glennie as well coming through. It's good that we've got that next crop of young drivers, mate, able to put their hand up.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had a meeting the other week and we were talking about teams that we could teams race, and then I think one of us has kind of said we may as well do a Hawke's Bay versus Hawke's Bay. Just see how it goes for everyone. Yeah.
Now, I'll ask you the obvious question. From mini stocks to super stocks, what do you find's the biggest difference?
Power. Power's the main thing. But yeah, I suppose not really the contact as much. It's more the work in the shed as well. That's a big thing. A lot more time in the shed compared to mini stocks.
easier to drive than a mini stock? Because with a mini stock, you've got to be so perfect, so wheel perfect. You haven't got the horsepower. You've got to keep the momentum up, whereas in the super stock, you can make a little bit of a mistake, power your way out.
Yeah, well, no power steering in mini stocks, so it's probably harder to drive them than a super stock, to be honest. But I prefer racing a super stock, not because of the power, it's more I like to kind of move cars to get through, and with mini stocks, whenever I try doing that, I get stand downs.
Yeah, you don't want to visit the green shed next to us. That's where I get all my information from. I just wait till the drivers come out and then I hit them up and say, what were you in there for? I can't remember. Have you been to the green shed this season?
No, I haven't been actually. I don't think I was last year either. So no, I've had a pretty good run actually.
There's always a first for everything.
Yeah, well, I might get one tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, well, obviously you got to thank your dad for putting you in the race car, but you've got some good sponsors and some good crew there helping you out.
Yeah, well, I usually forget all my sponsors, so I've got them all stuck to me now. I've got BJ's Bakery, Ace Performance, Razos Engineering, Revolution Electrical, Aztec Motorsports, B&T Hastings, Efficient Moving and Storage, Steve Duke Motors, HRPP, Affordable Transport, JG Designs, Sticker Up Ltd, Alexander Electric, and Megan Tyre. Now,
if you'd have said that off your memory, I would have been real impressed. But honestly, he was reading both sleeves. He's got lots of sponsors on his suit, and it's an impressive looking suit. Hey, good luck tonight. You're in the White Hawks.
Yeah, in the White Hawks. I'd also like to thank Fraser, Rob, Ethan, Bailey, Deegan, everyone there. Dad, of course, all my grandparents, my mum that always comes out, Mum, Ricky and Emma, and just everyone that supports me and all that as well.
You haven't got one of the feature race stickers on your car yet. Hopefully you can rectify that tonight.
I haven't had the best start of the year, to be honest, Mike. Hopefully tonight would be nice.
All right, all the best and good luck in the team's race.
Thanks, Mike. Have a good one.
Right, it's always good to chat to some of our drivers, and we take advantage of that while they're down there in front of us. Oh, it's silence in the stadium. Could be a good chance for me to throw out a competition question. There's some midget cars parked up on the dummy grid, so we could be going racing soon. Midgets Heat 1, so have they put sidecars back? I think they possibly have until this track's just a little bit drier. I've got a Pickleball Hawke's Bay voucher. It allows up to 12 people to go and play the cool sport of pickleball. Google it. Pickleball Hawke's Bay. It is honestly, and I'm not just saying it because I play it on the weekends, but it is the fastest growing sport in the world. There are ex-professional tennis players now making the switch over to pickleball. Not here in New Zealand. It's still pretty much a social sport, but certainly in America where there is now a league. And even people like LeBron James, I think I got that right, have bought into pickleball franchises because they know where this sport is heading. This voucher entitles a group of up to 12 people an introduction to learn and play pickleball. Suits ages 10 to 80 plus. Yep, you heard that right. 80-year-olds are playing pickleball. It is not an over-strenuous physical sport. Check it out online. Have a look at some of the stuff on YouTube. Usually play in doubles. It's just a really cool, fun sport. So it's up to 12 people voucher. Great for your business. If you want to do something for Christmas, you can all go and play some pickleball. I've also got a Shark City side $20 voucher where country meets city, a really cool venue just off Stortford Lodge there, kind of behind the BP area. I've got one of Carl Carpendale's Mini 77 GTQ posters. They're really cool as well. Got all the sponsors on there. You can follow his page. You can just scan that and go and follow the page. And I will give a Megan Tyre shirt. I'll just have a look in the basket behind me, see what's in there. There's a polo of some sort. I have no idea what's on it. Right, so we got a Shark City side voucher, pickleball voucher, mini poster, and we have a Lenso polo shirt, thanks to those great guys, Tony and Grant at Megan Tyre. All you need to do to text through to me tonight, the name of the meeting sponsor. Who is the meeting sponsor tonight? And it is all about them. Good luck.
Center stop, next stop on the grid, center stop, the next stop on the grid, Midget. So center stops here are going out now, so please get out there as fast as you can.
Midas Midget All-Stars coming out onto the track to run some hot laps under the green lights. Still just trying to work this track to get it right. Safety, of course, is of paramount importance to us here to keep our races safe. We do apologise for the delay. We'd love to have been racing by now. .2 litres, that's the maximum 200 cubic inch for a midget car. You compare that to the TQ midgets, which are traditionally a GSX Suzuki of 750cc. Midgets requiring a push start. They don't have starters in them like the TQs do. Those of you that are old enough to remember midget car racing at Western Springs through the 70s and 80s, you'd remember the great days and probably the golden era of midget car racing when they used to run cut-in-half Volkswagen engines with the big air stacks out each side of the bonnet. That was the great days of midget car racing. Those are the memories I have around Western Springs watching that, when it had the old velodrome fence as well. There's nothing quite like the sound of a midget car at full speed. Still a few more spits of that wet stuff out there. We're just really hoping that that goes away. If we look over the back window, through the window, it's a magic window. It tells me whether it's wet or not. That depends. If it's wet on the glass, then I know it's wet. Doesn't look any darker out the back there. So it's just a little bit of a sun shower coming through. Shake of the head there from Ann Plummer. Well done to whoever won our second question, second Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar text phone question. Of course, the answer would have been Midas. couple of Scorpion Racewear drivers tonight as well. I'm not sure if Nigel Harper over in Australia has tuned in. We didn't get to do those interviews pre-meeting that we were hoping to as we set up the stream a little bit later. But Scorpion Racewear do some fantastic racewear and apparel based in Australia, but there is a franchise here in New Zealand, right here in Napier, in fact, through Shane Annan. But you can contact Scorpion Racewear on Facebook, talk to Nigel, tell him what you want. They design it, make it, send it. Some fantastic gear. All my commentator gear is Scorpion. And two drivers here tonight that are representing Scorpion. One of them is Jordan McDonnell in the Midas Midget All-Stars, the number 34. And the 77G TQ of Carl Carpendale. Got the 2 USA car out there. Trent Way in that 2 USA car. It's out there on the track at the moment. Got John McCullum up here as well, part of the Midas Midget All-Stars series. John, tell me a little bit about the 2 USA driver, Trent Way.
Yeah, so Trent Way's a young guy out of Auckland, just in his second season. Ran his first season in midgets last year. His dad, Jared Way, an ex-New Zealand modified sprint champion. So they're got their car ready for Buddy Coforge to come down and run over the Christmas season. So Trent just having a run it tonight.
Brilliant, Buddy's coming back.
Yeah, Buddy Coforge is a late addition. They've done that deal themselves and bought him in. It's fantastic that people go to that effort and build a brand new car. It's a brand new Toyota King chassis for him.
Now, as you can see, we're still just trying to work this track back in. Any concerns from the drivers at the moment?
Yeah, obviously they're a little bit worried. It's a bit slippery, but we've just given them the option now to go and do some hot laps at their own speed. They don't have to race anybody. Come back in, give their opinion, then we'll know whether we're good to go or not.
All right, we can still see a little bit of rain coming down, so let's just hope it goes away. Fingers and toes crossed, everybody. We want to see some Midas Midget All-Stars racing. Kind of see at the moment the driver's just sliding across the corner, not around it. And just be wary, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up over the fence, race fans. Keep your kids back from the fence. We'll just let these midgets run through some hot laps. See the number 94 of Matt Buckley down here just in front of the comm box. Matt, if you can hear me right now. Come on up the stairs, mate. Come on upstairs and we'll have a chat. Matt Buckley, one of the Midas Midget All-Stars drivers, just looking up at the sky. Obviously, as you heard John McCullum say before, driver's just got a little few concerns regarding the grip on this track at the moment. Well, this guy drives the 94 car. It looks like he's contracted out of Wanganui. 94 of Matt Buckley. You were looking up in the heavens.
Yeah, mate, just checking it out. Hopefully we don't get any more rain. Might get to run, but yeah, a bit iffy at the moment.
What would the best option be now? Maybe to put some street stocks or super stocks out on this track?
Definitely think run other classes, yeah, for sure. And then the track might come in, hopefully. It's hard underneath, but yeah, more wheels on it, the better probably.
Because we can see the issue at the moment is the cars aren't going around the corner, they're going across it.
Just four-wheel drifting, it's not good in these. It's these guys are the best drivers in the country and they're struggling out there, so it's pretty dangerous at the moment.
How's the Midas series gone for you in rounds 1 and 2?
Not the best. We kind of threw ourselves in the deep end this season running in that series. It's only our second year in a midget, and the only way to get better is to run with these guys, I reckon. So we're sticking with it and learning every time. And yeah, just every time trying to find gains and where we can be better and that kind of thing.
Have you run other classes of Speedway?
No.
So just straight into a midget?
Pretty much, yeah. Mate lent me a production saloon for a few races and really enjoyed that. I did a bit of karting, and when I was introduced to Speedway, really enjoyed it and the vibe it gives. And another mate had a midget and let me have a drive and fell in love at a club level, and then kind of looked into it more and how much you can do in a midget, and it's pretty cool class.
Well, you definitely have thrown yourself in at the deep end. I mean, the natural progression would have been a TQ, but you've gone straight for the 3.2 litre midget.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we are learning, and I'm pretty confident we can be competitive down the track.
Well, you're definitely going to learn fast by doing this series.
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, these guys are the best, so if you can tag on to the back of them and try and stick to their pace and just watch what they're doing and learn what they're doing, then I think you can come out all right at the end if you can stick with it and not crash cars.
Yeah, it's all about preserving the gear, right? Because these things aren't cheap to crash.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Not cheap to crash or run in general, really. So reserving the gear is a big one.
So you must have some good sponsors on board as well.
Yeah, definitely do this year. Doric Hardware, joinery hardware supplier, they've been real helpful with us. Get Glazed Joinery in Wanganui, where I'm from. Syndicate Fabrication and Fielding, they've been a big help. Peter Honeybill has just helped a lot with shock stuff and that, so he's been real good, and all the guys at PSL and that, those guys have been a real big help.
Yep, you definitely need to have those sponsors, and you've got a good bunch of them. Hey, thanks for coming and having a chat. Good luck tonight. Keep your shiny side up and enjoy your racing.
Thanks a lot. Hopefully we can have a run. Cheers.
There you go. That's the 94V of Matt Buckley. Russell Stewart's got the thumbs up down here on the Bakery 22G sidecar. He just wants to go racing. It doesn't matter what the track's like. He will wind that throttle off the stopper. And Callaminis must have the strongest hands in the sport because he just hangs off the back of that bike. Bakery 22, go and visit it next time you're up there in Gisborne. Award-winning pies and bakery goods. That's how they pay for the sidecar, I think. Super stocks are on the dummy grid. Pretty sure that means we're going to go racing. You have been so patient in the grandstands, race fans. We really do appreciate that. We are going to get to see some Speedway. It is cleared up over the back. So my rain radar window's telling me it's all right at the moment. The horsepower's firing up. First out on the track, the 52 of Regan O'Brien. He will be in the Black Hawks team tonight. 25 of Kyron O'Brien. He will be racing in the White Hawks. Another of the Black Hawks drivers, 76, Ben Milne, just running his black bodywork tonight. Then it's Scotty McEwen in that 15 car. In fact, this might be the team's event. I know we've got, no, it's not, it's a heat race. I know we've got changes to our program. The rocket ship of Quinn Ryan, that's the number 46. Then it's the birthday boy, 48, Keegan Buns. Oh, that's music to my ears. One of the White Hawks drivers, 16, of Brett Loveridge. Hasn't taken Brett long to get to grips with the super stock. Many years a Maulers teamster. Now putting his hand up for the Hawkeyes later this season. The 99 there, that's Jacob Buckrill. We talked to young Jake earlier on tonight. The 5 car of Richard Houston. The 18B of Shane McGrail. 235G, that of course is Regan Penn. Just waiting for Regan to activate his live timing. Yes, he has. Shark City side 47. Zach Glennie, another driver that's put his hand up tonight in the Black Hawks team. Well, you can see how they were slipping and sliding around that track. If we have a look at my laps, normally Superstock's up around the high 70s for an average speed. Fastest average speed there tonight was 50.6. Regan Penn, 50.6 kilometres was the average speed with a 31-second lap time. Now, they're normally around high 17s, around the 18 mark. So you can see how much slower that racetrack is right at the moment. Thanks to the Superstock guys for coming out and running some hot laps. As we just wait and see how this program will unfold. The track, just for some reason, just does not want to dry. And we really do need that dry line to start forming so that we can go racing. Just thank some of our sponsors that are in the program. And please support the sponsors. If you keep supporting them, they'll keep supporting us. Motorworks, Efficient Moving and Storage, David Jones Motors, Towler Engineering, Bay Tyres, Shine For You, that's your innovative car care solutions company, 007 Paintball, you'll see them on the pit gate as well. That is a great place to go for your Christmas functions. So apparently the Midget drivers have just been called to a meeting and they will discuss whether they will actually be competing in this meeting tonight, depending on the track. It really does need to dry out a little bit more. Onikawa Metal Recyclers, another great sponsor. CSR Engineering, Alexander Electric, Mag and Tyre Warehouse in Hastings. Maybe you want to shout your partner, husband, wife, some new tyres and wheels on the car. Mag and Tyre, that's where you need to go. Hawke's Bay Doors. Go and see Brendan Hughes and the team. And you can also talk to Brendan over there at Hughesy's Red Shack where they do the lovely chicken. Porter Group, BJ's Bakery and Food Products, Price Engineering, Henderson Road Panel and Paint, Kiwi Motorsport Media, Lucas Oil Products, Onikawa Forklift Hire, Gala Caterers, and of course Higgins. Well, I'm going to reward you once again for your patience and do another text phone competition. Thank you to our naming rights sponsor, the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar. I've got a $25 Thirsty Whale voucher here. Thirsty Whale, they have award-winning food. You've got to try their seafood chowder. It really is awesome. They've got a great venue there on the quay in Ahuriri, just by the marina, where if you go there on a Sunday morning and get yourselves a nice coffee, maybe one of those all-day breakfasts, and just sit out there and watch the yachts and the fishermen do their thing out in the marina. It really is a great venue. $25 voucher thanks to them. I'll give away another one of Carl Carpendale's mini 76G TQ posters. Thanks to Wayne at BW Photography. I've got a 46B 95B street stock crash photo. This is an awesome photo. It was an amazing incident between Brent Reddington and Tim Towler down there on turn number 4. That was on one of the first nights of racing here. It's a really cool photo. I guarantee you want to win that and put it up in your man cave or wherever. What else have I got here? I might also do another one of our shirt giveaways. I think it's the last shirt actually. Let's have a look. It is a McIntyre racing shirt. So I'm going to do that. So it's a $25 Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar voucher. BW Photography A4 colour print. We've got the Carl Carpendale mini poster. We've got the McIntyre racing shirt. And I've got a little bag of lollies here. It's the KBM, Caden Barker Motorsport 44A TQ Midget. It's just a tiny little bag of yummy jelly beans. Give you a bit of energy while you're sitting there in the grandstand. If you want to win this, wow, what are we going to do? Midas, sponsor a race class tonight. Just text through which class it is. Simple as that. Big thank you to Midas.
Straight stops on the Johannesburg, straight stops on the Johannesburg, please. Straight stops on the Johannesburg, urgently, please.
Just spotted Jason Long walking away. Jace, if you want to spin around, mate, and make your way up to the box. I know you were heading out to the track. You don't need to worry about that. We'll just try and fill up with some interviews in the meantime while we're waiting. Please be patient, bear with us. There's people texting in on our comp phone. That's just for comps. We have nothing to do with decisions at this track. So use the correct channels for that. And we will talk to a guy that's part of management tonight, I do believe, for this Hawkeyes hit out. Jason Long, is this the next step in your career?
Oh, it is at the moment, I guess. Not much else I can do, so yeah, just try and help out where I can.
Now, we know you made a really tough decision, and it must have been a really tough decision to step away from Speedway and rugby.
Yeah, I just, it was a tough decision, but at the same time it was quite easy. Just had, pretty bad effects and stuff from concussion over the last few years, and this year it kind of hit me pretty hard and started affecting my life outside of sport. So, that kind of made my decision easy when I couldn't run around with the kids and that. But yeah, obviously giving away 18 years of racing and probably 26 years of rugby, not easy.
Now, although you have those regrets about having to have stepped away from the racing side of it and your rugby, of course, you won't have any regrets with what you achieved. You did the Grand Slam in the Superstocks, probably the youngest driver to ever achieve that. You achieved great success with Magpies as well, so the fulfilment's there?
Oh, definitely. I think after winning the 240s early this year, I kind of felt a bit relieved, and if I had to throw Speedway away, I felt like I'd done what I set out to do, I guess. Well, didn't really even set out to do that. It was all a bonus, but in terms of the rugby side of things, I would like to go a bit further, but again, I'm 30, probably only had 3 or 4 years left in me, so it's probably right time to hang the boots up and hang the helmet up.
So what's next for you in your working life as well?
I'm not sure at the moment. We've got a bit on the go between my wife and I, and starting a new business in Napier, but that'll be all up and running in March, and there'll be a bit more come out about that in the next month or so. I'm going to help coach the Hastings Rugby and Sports Premier side, so help out there, which will hopefully keep my competitive edge going, because I'm a pretty competitive person, and I guess I still need to find something now. So I don't know if it's golf, or probably end up swinging the club at the wrong person or something.
And as far as Speedway is concerned, I could definitely see you embracing that management side of it through the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I sort of helped out last year with a bit of coaching in there, and enjoyed it. It's good, good crew here. Boys will get on really well, plenty of banter and that. So I quite enjoy that side of it. For now, the old helmet's hanging in the shed, and it'll stay there for at least a season here.
Good thing about the racing era that you've gone through, though, Jason, and it's kind of something I didn't have when I raced such a long time ago, as you were around in the social media side of it, the live streaming side of it. You can always go back on those YouTube pages and all that sort of thing and look back on your career. I'm unfortunately not really able to do that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely is quite cool. And to be honest, over the last little bit, I have actually looked back at some of the old videos and looked back at the Huntley New Zealand's just the other day. That was the first time I qualified for a New Zealand title, so that was 2012, I think. So as you say, it is really good to be able to do that, and sometimes I watch my old racing thinking what was I up to, but it's good to have those memories.
Well, I'm proud of the fact that I saw all 18 years of your career from the very beginning in the mini stocks. I could see even back then that you had a bit of a star quality about you. You were very good in that mini stock and carried that straight through as soon as you stepped on the gas pedal in the super.
Yeah, I didn't have much. I guess for me, with the old man racing, and he finished pretty much his 3NZ. He only done a few meetings after that, really, but I had a bit to live up to, and he'd obviously done 20 years of teams racing and that, which I lived for the teams racing, loved the teams racing. I guess the body sort of held me back from continuing on with that, and then obviously now the body's stopping me from doing anything. So no, it's all good. I still like being involved. I've been out here a couple of times this season to watch, and a lot of my mates are racing, even now my mates' kids and that, so I quite enjoy watching them go good, and see how they grow over the next few years.
How important, and it's probably an obvious question, but how important do you think it has been for Speedway when Speedway New Zealand embraced the mini stock and created a youth class?
Oh, the best thing they could have done, to be fair. I was pretty lucky in my era of mini stocks. I raced with the likes of Jamie Larson, Christian Hermanson, William Humphreys. Like all those boys went on to win New Zealand titles. Among lots more that are still racing at a high level these days. So, I think you just see when mini stock drivers come out of mini stocks and straight into senior classes. If they've gone around the mini stock, they tend to go pretty good in a senior class. So it doesn't matter what it is, TQs, midgets, saloon cars, super stocks, they're all going really well. So definitely really important for our sport.
We see that now with the 99 super stock of Jacob Buckroll, showing that he's got really good pace, just needs to learn a little bit more craft. And guys like Jacob Flynn as well, super saloon.
Yeah, 100%. Like right up and down the country, there's guys. See guys going out of mini stocks into stock cars, and they're going bloody good. And Mark Oswald's young fellow in his saloon down south, and that, like all those fellas just going really good. But when you're driving a mini stock, no power steering, bloody no power, and if you lose your momentum, you can lose seconds a lap, so you kind of learn to drive really smooth, and when you're moving into those classes above, that's really important.
I suppose one thing with your retirement announcement is you haven't really had to join the debate about the tyre issue at the moment with the super stock class.
Yeah, no, we were lucky. We probably had about, 30, 40 wheels that went with the car. So, we got rid of all of them, and obviously got rid of the debate with that. So, I can kind of see where it's all coming from. Not so sure it's been dealt with the right way, but at the end of the day, rules are rules, and it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out come New Zealand's time. I'm glad that our wheels have all gone out the shed and we've got no issues.
Where's all your trophies, like your collection? You've got a massive amount of trophies and sashes throughout your career. Are they tucked away in a box in the garage, or are they out on display?
I got some of the special ones out. Team Champs, New Zealand, 240s, those ones. Got them out, but some of the other ones are definitely tucked away in a box in the shed up on the roof somewhere. But one day I'd always like to have a trophy room. Probably need to earn a bit more money and get a house that I can have a proper man cave and a full trophy room. Just get everything out on show.
Well, with your retirement, you'll be able to now throw yourself into this new business venture, and I look forward to finding out what that is come March when you start making those announcements. So all the best for your future, Jace. It's been a pleasure over those 18 years commentating through your career, and I just want to wish you all the very best.
Thank you, and I've been really lucky. Got a lot of people who have supported me over the years, but I couldn't have done it without any of them. But now I get to enjoy Speedway from the other side of the fence, and get to enjoy the other half of Speedway, which is your friends and all those people you met over the years. So, all good. Thank you.
And just lastly, what's your take on the track? Because you don't have to worry about driving it.
Oh yeah, they've got a bit of work to do still, I think. But if they do get it back, it's going to have a lot of drive in it tonight, providing it doesn't rough up too much. But hopefully they can. These midget fellas have come a long way to race, and to be honest, I want to see a super stock teams race. So hopefully they can keep working on it and get it back together.
Which team's going to win?
The white team.
Is that because your name's on the management list?
We've got a good little crew there, so they'll go all right.
All right, thanks for coming up in the box, Jace. It's a pleasure. Always enjoy talking to Jason Long. Always gives very good answers, very articulate. You can see now they've scraped the top off that track. I really do apologise once again, race fans, for the delay. Well done to our text phone competition winners. If you're getting hungry, go and grab some food. Grab a hot drink, maybe, if that's what you need. Go racing soon. They'll need to probably just scrape all that clay away from that pole line as well. That shouldn't take too long. Just move it off to the infield there.
Unfortunately, we need to get the show going, so Midget heat 1, can you get up ready, please? As soon as the graded driver has taken that bit of rubbish into the infield, we're going to run out with Midget heat 1. Thank you.
Oh, there you go, race fans. We've just heard the call. Midget's Heat 1 has been called to the dummy grid. We are going racing tonight for the Midas Midget All-Stars.
Two shoes, can you line up please in a wheel pack and then Midget straight after, please? Two shoes, wheel pack, Midget straight after. Thank you.
Final lot of tyre packing going on at the moment thanks to the TQ class. I have got the Hawke's Bay Super Saloon champion up here, 6B of Jacob Flynn. Jake, your season so far has just been outstanding.
Yeah, it's definitely been one that we couldn't really done any better. We're real happy with it, and we're just going to keep having fun and keep coming back.
Well, let me recap some of the meetings that you've done. You won both feature races over the opening weekend in the Lucas Oil Series, so won that series. You then won another meeting here, I think, from memory. You were third on the podium 2 weeks ago at Western Springs in the Super Saloon King of the Springs meeting. Then last week, you tied on points with Chase Rodder. Chase couldn't because of mechanical issues come out for a runoff, so you won the Hawke's Bay title. Fourth Flynn family member to win that Hawke's Bay championship, and most importantly, in the 50-year celebration of Flynn racing.
Obviously with Steve having some troubles, it's taken the weight off my back. I'm just out there to have some fun, and that's the goal. And we managed to do that last week. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a runoff with Chase. Would have been a good one. We would have liked to have put on a show for the crowd. But hopefully they get the track back tonight for these guys, because I'm looking forward to watching some midget racing.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to watching some midgets. You always downplay your racing though, Jake. And I think, you've come in with such a big start to the season that other people around the country are now realising this is Jacob Flynn, he's the real deal.
Obviously no one turns up to a race meeting to come second, so we're always here to win, but you got to come back and have fun every week, otherwise there's no point doing it. So, that's the goal every meeting.
Where's your next race meeting?
We'll be down in Palmy on Boxing Day, and then we'll be here at Meeanee on the 27th.
And you got some South Island meetings coming up as well?
Yep, so we're heading down south for 2 weeks to run in the Extreme Dirt Series. There's 37 competitors, so it'll be good to get a run in before the champs down in Dunedin, see how we feel with all the other competitors from around the country.
That Extreme Series, it's become massive.
Obviously with there not being much other racing apart from regional racing this year for our class, everyone's keen to get on board. They've put on some events for the crew during the week, and they've really made it an event for everyone, not just the drivers.
It's really good how North Island drivers have embraced that series as well, and giving a bit back to South Island Speedway.
Yeah, well, obviously, Josh Bolton, he's been a big supporter of our class across the country, and he's organised the series, so I guess everyone's turned around and thought, we'll head down there and we'll have a crack with those guys. The tracks are putting on pretty good prize money, and it's a good format for our class, so we're really looking forward to it.
Who's your money on tonight in the Midas Midget All-Stars?
You can obviously never look past Michael Pickens, but I'm going to go with someone that I used to race against, and I'm going to go with Hayden Guptill.
Yeah, we know he's a strong peddler, and don't forget about Brad Mosen as well, the last driver to win a feature race here in the Midgets.
Yeah, definitely. You can never count out Brad, but there's so many good cars here, and these guys just take awesome pride in their machinery and their crew and their rigs and everything. So I'm just glad that they've turned up here to put on a show because we really appreciate it.
Fancy a drive in an open wheeler at some time?
Obviously, I'd never turn down a drive in anything. I'd drive your lawnmower if it was going fast enough. I've sat on the sidelines for a while, and it's been good to get out there. But you can only get better if you drive everything.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, thanks for coming up and having a chat. I'll let you get back down there because you're just a fan tonight. You're just here at the Speedway kicking back, dressed pretty casual and watching some midgets.
Yeah, we've got the gumboots on, and we're just here to watch and enjoy the racing, which is how it should be when you're not out there spinning laps.
All right, thanks, Jake.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you.
There you go, 6B, Super Saloon, Jake the Snake, Jacob Flynn, Hawke's Bay champion. Midas Midget All-Stars on the track for heat number 1. Running the 2 USA on the back of that tail tank. That is, of course, the number 9A car. That is the car that Buddy Cofoyd will be driving over the Christmas New Year period there at the Springs. Buddy Cofoyd, absolutely amazing open wheel racer from the States. We have a look at our grid lineup. It will be Trent Way. We've got Ray in the program, Way on the list. I'm going to go with Way. So the 9A of Trent Way, which is the 2 USA car, starting from grid position number 1. The 7A car of Ben Matthews will go from grid position number 2. 9M of Peter Honeybell will go from 3. 10A, Brad Mosen, former series champion, possibly actually might still be the current Midas All-Stars champion. He will go from grid number 4, the last driver to win that feature race here at Meeanee. Grid 5 will be the 16A of Ryan Osborne. Grid number 6 for the 91A of Hayden Guptill. Won a New Zealand TQ championship here the last time we hosted that event in a 3-way runoff. Grid number 7 will be the 34A of Jordan McDonnell, former F2 midget driver, former top New Zealand karting driver as well, who I commentated through his junior karting days. Grid number 8. We've got a scratch on grid number 8. That's where the 63A car would have been. So that'll take us then to grid number 9, which will be the 21M of Campbell Stewart. That'll make up your grid lineup, Midas Midget All-Stars, heat number 1. Track is looking a lot better than it did half an hour ago. We'll see if the 2 USA car of Trent Way can make the start off the inside. Usually momentum is on the outside, favouring that outside grid on number 2. That's the 7A car of Ben Matthews. Acceleration line has been laid. If you're new to Speedway, you don't know what that chalk line is. It's an acceleration line. The front row must reach that line at the same time with the outside car dictating race pace. Midas Midget All-Stars, we finally get going. It's a late start. It's going to be a great start. Here we come. It's the Repco car on the outside. Looking good formation as they throw the green. Let's go racing this time. It is the 7A car of Matthews. Gets the advantage down into turn number 1. Big moves up the inside. A little bit of contact there as they go through turn 2. You can see them working the wheel. Matthews out in front in the 7 car. Already we got a big high line going on with the 91 car. Hayden Guptill right round the outside. Brad Mosen in the 10A car has moved up into third, but Guptill was on that high line. Running out mid-track, made it work at 3 and 4. Leads the charge down the back straight. Now Mosen will put Matthews under pressure for second. Mosen working it in the Greenway car. Back to the 2 USA. I went through every nation but the right one. Sitting back there in fourth. There's a move to the inside. Mosen goes through for second place. Sided up the inside at turn number 1. And look at him, he's on the gas. He dives to the inside. Slide job down the inside. Guptill back to the inside. Flat wheels. Mosen's out in front. The quality. Back through for third place now is Trentway in the 2 USA car. Wow, already some fantastic racing. That last couple of laps was worth the wait time alone. Contact there in 3 and 4. Mosen out high on the track. Working it. 6 laps to go. Being hunted down by the 91M of Guptill. It's a race for third and fourth place with Way there in the 2 car still sitting in third. Honeybell in the 9M is in fourth. Applying the pressure. Matthews struggling up on that high line through turn 2. Dropping back through the field. Bit of understeer. Same 2 for Guptill. This track will get better and better as it dries out with these tyres burning up the moisture. First and second place have stretched away. Guptill's really struggling now with that race car. No problems for Mosen. 4 laps to go for the 10 car. Guptill second in the 91M. Still third place for Trentway. Under a little bit of pressure from the 9M of Honeybell. 16A of Ryan Barry is fifth with the 21M of Campbell Stewart there in the top 6. Field is starting to sort themselves out. Probably the race of the night so far is going on for that third and fourth as the 9 car of Honeybell works the inside. Trentway slams the door shut. Out the back door, the 99A of Cole Robertson running in 9th position. 17.3 seconds. Now it's down to 16.7. Track starting to get a little bit faster. 2 laps to go for Mosen, kicking on for home. Mosen out in front, right up high on the track. Got to be guys on the concrete. Mosen just got it wrong off turn 4. Drifted high. Here's the slide job down the inside for third. Going through his Honeybell in the 9M car. Works it on the 2 USA. White flag is already out. Mosen 1 corner to go. Backs off the loud pedal. And Mosen will bring it home for a race win from grid number 4. Your first Midas Midget All-Stars heat winner, Brad Mosen. Second place across the line, 91M of Hayden Guptill. Honeybell in the 9M car was third. Well, some great action there, showing their skills, showcasing their skills in that race. Still very tricky race conditions, a lot of understeer through some of those corners. We even saw Mosen make a mistake on the penultimate lap, and you can still see where he flat-wheeled the wall. You can see where that dirt has been scraped off on the exit of turn 4. But it is a win for 10A Brad Mosen from 91M. Hayden Guptill in second. 9M of Honeybell will finish up in third. 2 USA car of Trentway was fourth. 21M Campbell Stewart fifth. 16A Ryan Barry sixth. 34A Jordan McDonnell was seventh. 99A Cole Robertson finished 8th, and 7A Ben Matthews, early race leader, finishing 9th. Well, how about that sound of those 3.2 litre, 200 cubic inch Midget engines? Gotta love it. Heat number 2, we'll have a look out the back window, and we can see they are gridded up in the dummy grid down there for Heat 2 of the Midas Midget All-Stars. Heat number 2, Midas Midget All-Stars. Starting on pole position will be the 93, based out of Palmerston North. That, of course, is Carl McGill. Grid 2 start for the 84A car of Ben Committee. Grid 3 for the 22 from Auckland, James Earl. Grid number 4 for the 71A of Alec Inslee. Grid 5 start, 9-time New Zealand midget car champion, the 54A of Michael Pickens. Grid number 6, 35A. Not on my list down here. 35A of, to be the 35A of Aaron Hodson. He's written down in the program as 34, so change that to 35A. That is Aaron Hodson, who will start from grid position number 6. 87A of Leon Burgess will go from grid number 7. A grid 8 start for the 94V of Matt Buckley, one of the drivers we interviewed earlier on tonight. Grid 9 start for the 95K of Mitch Fabish. Keep an eye on Fabulous Fabish. He's one of the hot shots as well. Vastly experienced driver. Goes from grid 9. And grid 10 start for the 12A of Mitch Osborne. That's a quality lineup for heat number 2 of the Midas Midget All-Stars. We saw some brilliant slide jobs. And we're going to see some more of that action. Just forming up the grid this time, just waiting for the last car to get going. Brad Mosen just walking past the comm box. Thumbs up or thumbs down, Brad? 2 thumbs up. Good to go. Is that because he won the race? Shall I ask the guy that was 9th? Really cool to see Greg Joint here again tonight as well. Greg loves his Speedway. Was a very handy solo bike rider back in the day. Now involved with the Midas Midget Series and heavily involved at Western Springs as well. So good to see competitors that when they retire from their sports, and of course he did midget racing for a few years as well. I think it might have been back in the 80s that Greg did that. It's good to see that they stay within the sport and start putting back into the sport as well. Oh, listen to that thump. Just as they're ticking over. 200 cubic inch. Forming up in behind the Robertson Prestige Pace Ute. They will go around to do another lap, at least another lap before that chalk line is laid. '97 on pole. Grid 2 start for the 84. We saw in heat number 1 that it was the outside on grid, effectively grid 2. Unless, of course, we get to the feature race, then whoever starts on pole gets to choose inside or outside. And to be honest, you'd want to start on the outside. That seems to be where the momentum always is here. Chalk line is laid. Pace Chute's going to make its way to the infield. We're getting ready for 10 laps. Midas Midget All-Stars, heat number 2. Coming down to face the start this time. Already a bit of crowding going on that front row. Let's go racing. They drop the green once again. Great start on the outside for the 84. Committee leads down into turn 1. Keep an eye on Pickens, the 54 car. Committee leads a charge down the back straight. Already a handy lead through into second place. Now's the 22 car. James Earl holding out the 97 of Cal McGill. As this field tries to sort themselves out, Pickens is back in 5th place. He had to make up a spot. The Total Access 84 car steaming away out in front. Pickens has dropped a position on this lap. 35 car working hard. Aaron Hodgson trying to hold out the 12A of Mitch Osborne. But look at the lead for Ben Committee, 16.07. The track's getting a little bit of race pace in it. McGill working the steering, holds out the 87 car. We've got a car in the wall, front end damage. 95K Mitch Fabish. Fabish has got front end steering damage. Throws a tear off. You can see that up here on the screen in the comm box. Thanks to Kiwi Motorsport Media, we have the screen up here. Oh, now we get that drone shot. And you can see, yep, definite steering damage there. Made contact with the wall. And this will tighten up the field. They'll go back a previous lap. But Committee had a huge lead. The 84A car, Ben Committee, just stormed away. Now, looks like we may be doing the Delaware-style restart, if possible. You know, don't know what that is, and if that is what we're in fact doing, and it certainly looks like it. A Delaware restart is when they go 2x2. And I thought with Delaware that the driver that was leading the race was on the front row on his own. So it may be different here for this Midas Midget All-Stars Series. Maybe John McCullum would come up and clarify that rule for me. So we're going to go 2x2. This gives everyone a second bite of the cherry. Committee will try and get away again, but this time he has to make that start from the inside. So Fabish car is off the track. Shouldn't be too much damage to that. They've got a lot of spare parts in their race trailers. There'll be some steering arms, a few things like that. Formation looks good as they come down the back straight. Caution lights are still on. Disputing positions. It's the 12 car disputing where he should be. According to my screen, Mitch Osborne should be on grid 7. And that's where he is now. So it looks like he's good. Pickens had a slow start in that race. Fastest lap time, Committee on lap number 3, 16.27. Almost 90 kilometres an hour average speed, not top speed, no way. These things are probably hitting 140k, especially later on when this track comes right. Still showing the caution. They can't go racing until that caution light goes out, and that'll happen on the back straight. Pace chute's gone infield. Lights out. We're going to go racing next time by. Can the 84A car of Committee storm back off into a huge race lead that he had before? It was over 3 seconds. As we come round and face the start, Committee's on the gas. Oh, he was ready. And away he went. Oh, contact. Very tight along the main straight. As they made contact too wide around about 6th and 7th position. Committee's out in front again. McGill Construction car of Carl McGill in 2nd position. And through for 2nd place now, Michael Pickens. CRC sponsored 54 car of Michael Pickens, showing his class here on this restart. Chasing down the race leader. McGill's there in 3rd in the 97 car. There's the 22 of Earl Osborne. Osborne's got some race pace. Fires it round the outside. Keep an eye on that 12A car of Osborne. 15.6. The track's getting fast. 15.6 for the race leaders. 84 Committee out in front. He's got less than a second lead over Michael Pickens in the 54 car. 12A of Osborne's there in 3rd. Oh, we go caution. Caution for a car in the wall at turn 1. Car in the wall at turn number 1. Pick up the race number for you as soon as we get a shot of that on our screen. It is the 71 car. 71A, Alec Inslee in the wall down there at turn 1. Looks like might have just backed it in. Trying to see if there's some damage to that car. It doesn't look like it. Possibly he'll get a restart. Wait and see. Another one of the Yale-sponsored cars, very much like the 46 TQ of Aaron Humble. So after the heat number 1 with no issues, 2 restarts here in heat number 2 for the Midas Midget All-Stars. And committee having to do it all again, and this time he's got the GOAT right on the outside. The CRC-sponsored 54 of Pickens. Still the current New Zealand sprint car champion as well, without that championship being contested last year. Just trying to restart that 71 car of Inslee. Possible debris on the racetrack, is it? Trying to alert the crews to something on the track down here at turn 4. Not quite sure what that was. So unfortunately no restart there for the 71 of Inslee. He will head infield as well. All the cars will make the 30-lap feature later on tonight. Just depends which grid they will get to go from. Points are vital. And remember, there is the inverted draw as well. The dreaded inverted top 10, should that happen. Should the person who is top on points draw the wrong card and invert that top 10, we really hope they do. Adds to our excitement. This time, restart number 2. Committee on the inside, Pickens on the outside. CRC Industries car at Pickens. Committee really is on the gas with those starts. Here comes Pickens. Slim does a slide job down the inside. Top 3 have got away. 12A Osborne there hounding as well. Here comes Pickens, works a high. Oh, caution. Oh, caution again for the 97 of McGill. McGill is in the wall. McGill parking it up in the apex, the 1 and 2. We're in for a long night, race fans. Hope you brought your sleeping bags. How could you sleep with action like this, though? Round 3, Midas Midget All-Stars. Still got some giveaways later on tonight as well. Don't forget to go and buy some yummy food. It doesn't look like any damage to that race car either. One of the Palmerston North contracted cars, running a Mopar. He's going to need a 3rd restart now for committee. He's been good on those first 2 restarts, but Pickens now will be wise to his tactics. I don't know if Michael Pickens will let him get away so quickly next time. And it's going to be a DNF, unfortunately, for the 97, the ITM car. Remember, our next Speedway meeting here is the 27th of December. But if you're hanging out for some Speedway before that, well then of course you'll make your way to Robertson Prestige International Speedway. Check out their website for their next meeting and our next meeting as well. We've got a lot of great meetings coming up in January. really will be a fantastic open wheel month with the sprint cars and the Hawke's Bay TQ Championship here on the 4th of January. And then just a week or so later on, that New Zealand TQ title two-nighter. See if those lights go out this time by. Track is clear. Lights are out. We're going to go racing next time by. Keep an eye on Pickens on the outside. Let's see what his tactic is this time. Committee, though, has been so good. He goes early and leads that charge down into turn number 1. He has got tremendous race pace. 3/1000ths of a second quicker in his fastest lap than Pickens. And there you go. He was on it again. As soon as that green was dropped, Committee was on the gas. Pickens slide job there in second spot. Third place is Osborne in the 12A car. 22A James Earl moving up. 87 car sits in third, fourth spot. Leon Burgess, he's moved up a position as well from 5th to 4th. 15.3 seconds. We're going quick laps now. Here comes Pickens, works the outside. Turns it in early. Committee in the 84. Trying to block the racetrack, stop Pickens from coming through. You can tell they're getting grip now because the front end of those race cars are getting light as they get some traction on the back tyres. A little bit of trouble there for Committee on that top turn down there at 1 and 2. And Pickens might just exploit that gap off 4. White flag, 1 to go. Diving down into turn number 1. Here comes Pickens working the track. Working the low line, back to the high line. Can't do the slide job because Committee turns in early. Nice corner there for the 84 car. He's going to take out heat number 2. Oh, Committee had to work hard for that one. The 84A car, Ben Committee, bringing it home in heat number 2. So good on those restarts. 54 Pickens picking up second spot from 12 of Mitch Osborne. 87 Burgess in 4th, 5th place 22 of James Earl, top 6, 35 Aaron Hodgson. That was heat number 2, minus Midget All-Stars. Heat 3 for the Midas Midget All-Stars. Lining up on the dummy grid next. Going from grid position number 1. Be the 12 car from Auckland of Mitch Osborne. Just have a look out the back window and just confirm that that will be that midget heat. Super stocks on the grid. So we'll be waiting for those midget races a little bit later on for heats 3 and 4. Sidecars coming out as well. We can't have too many of them left. I think we've got 2 bikes coming out. Very brave riders. 27, Craig Bowler and Plummer. David Jones Motors 27 bike, pushing close to 200 horsepower. And the fearless 22 crew, Russell Stewart, Callum Innes. got some more giveaways after this race, so keep an eye on the finishing position of this race, but do not text it in, because I might throw you a curveball. I've got another Jark Cityside voucher. Thanks to Marianne and the team at Jark Cityside. That's where country meets city. Awesome venue, great place for great food, lots of great live music there as well. Really cool place to go and hang out on a Friday evening. Jark Cityside. Thanks to Wayne and Caro at Creative Treasures, one of those $50 vouchers. They do unique gifts, souvenirs, Kiwiana. Check them out. If you're on my Facebook page, have a look at the post I did earlier in the week. Have a look at the photos that are there. They've got some amazing stuff like New Zealand Power, New Zealand Jade, bone carvings, 21st keys, wedding gifts, tableware, baby treasures, metal wall art, so much at Creative Treasures. I'll give another one of Carl Carbondale's mini posters away also. And what else have I got hanging around here? I'm just having a look. I'll do a BW photography picture tonight as well, another A4. This is a production saloon, 22B and 44W. Really cool picture, thanks to Wayne. That's a pretty good prize pack. In fact, I would say that's about a $100 prize pack. Well worth winning. Sidecars will do a couple of hot laps. Close to 200 horsepower, no brakes. Former national champions, both the riders on these bikes have won national titles before. Russell Stewart on that 22 bike, 27 Craig Bowler. It's been a real shame for our sidecar crews this season, just the tracks and the weather really have not played ball. Some big meetings coming up in the South Island for sidecars. New Zealand gets to host the Oceania FIM Sidecar Championship over 2 great weekends. The last weekend of January down at Moore Park in Christchurch, and then just a week later at Oriti in Invercargill. I really would have loved to have gone down to commentate those. I got asked to do that, but of course, that's Superstock, NZ Superstock weekend, Waitangi weekend. I've got to be there. Checkered flag is out. Looks like it was more of a hot laps thing, really, than it was a race. 22 of Russell Stewart, Calamanus, and 27 Craig Bowler and Plummer. Just give them a round of applause for coming out and racing on that track. Really are fearless riders. Numbers 22, numbers 27. There's your answer. There's your question. Text in the numbers of those 2 bikes. You could win that $100 prize pack. Good luck. Superstocks, thanks to CSR Engineering. Heat race. There's a change in the program. So those of you watching on the live stream there, it'll say teams. This is in fact just the heat race. A slight change up on the program. We'll try and keep you updated. A lot of changes to the program tonight, for obvious reasons. 52, Regan O'Brien sits down there on pole position. Alongside the 47, Zach Glennie. Looks like Kyron O'Brien on grid 3 with Regan Penn on 4. Keep an eye on that 235G car. Right off the back will be the 18, Shane McGrail. 007 paintball pit gate locked and loaded. Horsepower will explode down into turn number 1. It's turned out to be a pretty nice sunset here in Hawke's Bay, the only track in the North Island running. Let's go racing this time. They drop the green. Good start on the outside. Lenny straight away into an early lead, chased by the 235 at Penn. As they feather that throttle, try and find some traction on this slightly greasy racetrack. Dark City side 47, Lenny out in front. 235 Penn in second place. Kyron O'Brien, the 25 cars come through for third place with the 76 of Milne in fourth. Regan O'Brien creating all the sparks on the main straight there in that 52 car as he drops back through the field. Lenny looks comfortable out in front. Jacob Butler on the 99 car. Trying to get it, make a move there on that 46 with Ryan. Ryan was able to stretch away. As Regan Penn in the 235 now starting to close in on Glennie, was 3/10 quicker on that previous lap. Side-by-side racing there with the 46 Orion and the 16 of Loveridge. Loveridge on the outside. Has a little bit more grip. Now coming off the turn, the 46 Orion gets the job done down the inside. Race leader is 235 Penn. Made the pass on Glennie and has just driven away. He's by far and away the fastest on the track. Only driver sub 20, 19.63. Milton sits there in third spot in the 76 car. Kyron O'Brien in the 25. He's fourth. Now Quinn Ryan's going to put him under pressure in the 46. 19.2 for Regan Penn. This track definitely is getting quicker. And Penn almost working his way up into the back markers. The first of those will be the 18 of McGrail. If Penn uses a bumper, he doesn't need to. He just goes down the inside of the McCafferty metal contractor's car. McGrail has the cheek to look back up the inside, but Penn will go back around once again. Glennie still sits in second spot. 76 Ben Milne in third. Fourth place is 46 Ryan. 95 Kyron O'Brien drops a spot. Sixth place now is the 99 of Jacob Buckroll. 2 laps to go for the race leader. White flag getting ready for the 235. 1 to go for Regan Penn. Huge lead over second place. 3 seconds, that's the gap. As Penn looks to line up another back marker, and that's the 48 of Bunce. Penn just sits in behind, doesn't need to attack. And it's a checkered flag. He won win for the 235G Regan Penn. 47, Zach Glennie for second. 76, Ben Milne comes across the line in third. 46, Quinn Ryan for fourth. 25B, Kyron O'Brien was fifth. And 16B, Brett Loveridge drops 3 spots on that final lap. So a top 6 is going to go to the 15 of Scott McEwen. Top 6 drivers are ones that we will see in that Superstock teams event later on in the black and white teams. But it was definitely a runaway win, 3 second gap for the 235G of Regan Penn with with the fastest lap time of 19.28 seconds, 3/10 faster than anyone else on the track. Quick turnaround for the midgets. Looks like they are lined up on the grid. That will be your Heat 3 race. We'll confirm that for you when the drivers come out the gate. Still just tyre packing that outside line. Track will get better and better as the night goes on. They'll drag out a little bit more of that moisture, which will actually add some grip into this track. The deserved lap with the checkered flag for the 235 of Regan Penn, now based out of Gisborne, where he works and has contracted to their club. TQ Midgets out on the racetrack for their first race tonight, thanks to 007 Paintball. We've seen some outstanding TQ action so far this season. Another big lineup. Of course, there was to have been a big open wheel night as well at Huntly Speedway with F2 Midgets, TQs, but unfortunately they got rained out. I've got some Hyundai keys handed in. Check your pockets if you drive a Hyundai. It was on the Hastings side over by, around about that corporate area, I think, is where these were found. Hyundai keys, lots of keys on there, and also some sort of little decorative thing. If you, just trying to think what that is. I can't say what Ian thought it was, but anyway, Hyundai keys, check your pockets. '22 car will start on pole position. That'll be the 22B of Mason Grimmer. 6B of Dwayne Todd on the outside. Another happy text phone winner, scoring all those vouchers, and cool BW photography photo, plus that little mini 77G TQ poster of Carl Carpendale, and he's out on the track now. He's one of the Scorpion racewear ambassadors. If you want some new crew shirts, check out Scorpion Racewear. They are online. Talk to Nigel. Carpendale's on grid position 4, and that Collins Automotive green and black car. Looking good to face us. Well, no, the caution's back on. Yeah, I think they were pretty well onto it with the caution lights. 60, is it 51 or 61 car? Parked up on the back straight there. Lee Erskine in the 51. See if they can get that 51 car back into this race. One of the two-move frame and trusted sponsored cars. Back up and running there, Lee Erskine. Just caught that at the right time, the referees, just throwing those cautions back on. So they send them round again. This is the sort of lineups we're going to expect in the heat races for the New Zealand title over the weekend. So I've been told the format, they'll get 5 heat races over the weekend to try and score points. And something like the top 16 will go straight through to the feature race, 30-lap feature race. Erskine back off the track again. He's going to need to be clear of the pole line, so they may have to just push that car further in. So back to that format for the New Zealand TQs. We will confirm it, obviously, when it rolls around. So 5 heat races, accumulate points over the weekend. Something like the top 16 straight through to the 30-car winner-takes-all final. And the possibility of 1 or 2 B mains, which means you still get chances to make that field. And with 30 laps in the feature, well, plenty of time to do some passing, but the 5 heats, the beauty of that, gives you heat races to get points. If you have a bad heat for whatever reason, you've still got the 5 heats. You've got 4 more to try and accumulate. I really cannot wait for it. Thumbs up from Russell Stewart on the 22 sidecar. He loved that track. I think we could put him on a motocross track and he'd still do a thumbs up. The guy's fearless. The older he gets, the faster he gets. This time, lights out, coming down to face the start for TQ's heat number 1, thanks to 007 paintball. 22B of Grimmer on the inside, 6B of Todd on the outside. Then it's the 19 of Hodson. Lights out, let's go racing. Good start for Hot Toddy. As they dive down into turn number 1, they going 2 wide up through turns 1 and 2. Grimmer, oh, he gets on the slippery stuff. Drops about 5 spots as they go right round the outside. This is going to get interesting. Toddy's stretched away out in front. Ducking and diving down into turn number 1. Who was that? Was that the 74 McGregor? Whoever that was, it was a brilliant pass. No, it was the 14 of Whippen. Nice move by Chris Whippen in the 14B car. It was a big slide job at turn 1. Dwayne Todd is stretched away. One of the contenders for that national title next month. The efficient moving and storage car. Dylan McGregor's in second place in the 17G. Well, it's good to see Dylan McGregor here tonight. We've lost one, goes infield. I think that's the 97 car of Ben Morrison from Auckland. Well, 2 former national champions running 1 and 2. Dwayne Todd in front, Dylan McGregor in second spot. 19A of Harry Hodson's third with the 14 of Whippen, 74 McGregor, 71 Sam Barry. We know Sammy Boy can pedal that 71 car. 16.2 second lap times. Hodson's just gone fastest in the 19. Dwayne Todd's going to catch lap traffic. And that'll be the 24 of Gary Cadman and the 15 of Reese Millard. Millard just goes around the outside of Cadman. Now Dwayne Todd moving through the field and lapping cars. Puts some cars between him and McGregor in second spot in that 2017 car. Four laps to go for Toddy. 5 to go. In the wall hard, Meekin. 66 of Meekin slaps the wall hard down here on turn 4. Well, Tony Meekin puts it in the wall hard. And I'll tell you what, even from up in the com box, I could hear Nick Meekin's wallet scream out in pain. Well, let's hope Tony's okay. They are very well protected in these race cars. There's going to be some pretty serious damage to the front of that car. Hopefully they get it sorted though. We can see the right wheel is pointing the way that it shouldn't be. It is all mainly on that right-hand side. Suspension damage, steering damage. There'll be axle damage in that car as well. So Motorworks crew, they'll get up, take it to the infield. We had 5 to go at that time, so they'll go back 1. We've got 6 laps to go with Hot Toddy out in front. I didn't quite catch the start of that incident, so I'm not sure what the issue was, whether he just got a little bit loose out in that slush. Once you get out there, it's just going to take you towards the fence. If they get a chance to run the wheel packer around that before the next race, that's where I'd kind of be heading with it, right out, down out there by the fence. This is going to tighten up the field. 6B of Dwayne Todd, 17G McGregor, 19A of Hodson. Hodson had the fastest lap time, 16.225, only 4 1,000ths quicker than Dwayne Todd. Almost 89 kilometres an hour average speed. Has anyone got a radar gun that we can use at the New Zealand TQ Champs? Or even for our sprint car meeting on the 4th? Really need a radar gun so we can get some top speeds, because My Laps only gives us an average speed. Must be someone out there that knows somebody with a radar. Looking good for a restart this time. They dropped the green. Whiffen was a little twitchy there in the 14 car. He looked to make that move up the inside. Might just drop a spot as he's got a car riding out on the high line. And it's McGregor in the 74. McGregor's got momentum. Can he go right round the outside? Whiffen holds him off. Here comes Barry in that 71. Dwayne Todd has stretched that lead out again. So good on restarts as Dwayne Todd in that 6B car. 4 laps to go next time by. Huge run round the outside for the 44. Caden Barker from Auckland, one of the letterbox cars, absolutely on the limit. You find the grip and it'll help you out around this racetrack. Hodson still in 3rd, can't get close enough to make his move on McGregor, who's in 2nd place. And now the 44 car of Caden Barker trying the inside once again. He's working over this racetrack. Dwayne Todd. 2 to go now for the 6B car. Barry working the 71. Looked up the inside there on the 74 car. Wow, that 44 car of Barker. Bouncing around turn number 1 and 2. White flag, 1 to go. Cadman's about to go a lap down. McGregor in the 17G car still in 2nd spot. He's gone fastest on the racetrack. Final corner now for Dwayne Todd. The efficient moving and storage car will take heat number 1 of TQs thanks to 007 paintball. 17G Dylan McGregor was 2nd. 19A Harry Hodgson for 3rd. 14B Chris Whippen will finish 4th. 74B Ryan McGregor was 5th. And the exciting 44A of Caden Barker will finish up in 6th, just in front of 71 Sam Barry, 7th, and top 8 for 22R Terence Durrell. It's good to see Durrell back on the racetrack as well. He took a wild ride here at our last meeting a couple of weeks ago. Heat 1 win for a Hawke's Bay car. Dwayne Todd taking the honours, trying to carry some momentum through to next month. We'll have a guess at what's up next. Let's have a look out the window. The midgets are lined up. I don't know if the sidecars are coming out next. They're kind of hidden out of view from the com box. But it could be Heat 3 for the Midas Midget All-Stars. Remember to check out midas.co.nz and see what they can do for you. Car care products, servicing, Midas.
It is Midget H4, then it is straight stop. It is Midget H4, then it is straight stop from the grid.
Midas Midget All-Stars, heat number 3. Osborne in the 12A car will go from grid position number 1. Stewart in the 21M off grid 2. Buckley in the 94V goes from grid 3. A grid 4 start for the 34A of McDonnell. Grid 5, 35A of Hodson. A grid 6 start for the 16A of Barry. Grid 7, the 71A of Inslee. Grid number 8 for the 9M of Honeybell. Grid 9 start for 84A Committee. And grid 10 for the 9A of Wayne. 12A of Osborne starting on pole, had a third place in his first race of the night. Stewart in the 21M alongside him on 2. Stewart finishing up in 5th place in his first race tonight. Track is definitely getting faster. We saw some 15-second lap times in that second heat race for the Midas Midget All-Stars. Someone goes sub 15 tonight. You can see they've tyre packed a little bit further out this time. Beautiful evening really here in Hawke's Bay. It's not cold. It is not cold. It's just right. Shame we had to start so late, but you know what, race fans, and if you are true race fans, then you'll be happy that we went racing. Two USA car right off the back. That's the one that I said was 9A. That is the normal number for that car. But running as 2 USA, Trent Way. Buddy Kofoid going to be running that car over the Christmas New Year break. Looking good for a start this time. Lights are out, chalk line is laid. Going to go racing. Midas Midget All-Stars heat through. Oh, there's a bit of gamesmanship already. 21 car Stewart. Turning down a little bit onto the 12 car as they drop the green. Even start, and for the first time we saw a good start on the inside for the 12 car, but here comes the 21 working the high line. Oh, we've got a car that's dropped right to the back. Slide jobs down here in turn number 3. 21 is your race leader. Stewart out in front. Osborne back to second spot in the 12 car. Third is the 34 McDonnell, the former kart racing star. Well, they're really attacking this racetrack here at Meeanee. 15.3 seconds last time by. 4th place is the 35 Hodgson, moving up. 94 via Buckley's dropped his spot, so too is the 16 of Barry. McDonnell's looking comfortable in heat number 3. 15.1. 21, Campbell Stewart, 15.1, and we've got a car spinning to the infield. Was that McDonnell? No, McDonnell's still there in 3rd. Couldn't quite see the number on that race car. And a challenge again on the race. Oh, the second place driver, Osborne, almost a half spin. 5 laps to go, heat 3. It is Stewart out in front, Osborne in second spot, McDonnell's 3rd, Hodgson's in 4th. 5th place is Barry in the 16 car, but he's under threat now from the 9 car. Honeybell works the racetrack. Look to the inside, dives back to the outside again. 2 wide further back behind them with the 84 of Committee and 71 of Inslee. 3 laps to go. Stewart settling into his groove out in front. He's got a 1 second lead over second spot. Running low 15s, 15.28. 95.5 kilometres per hour average speed. That shows you the pace of these cars. McDonnell is coming under pressure now from the 35 of Hodgson. White flag will come out. 1 lap to go now for Campbell Stewart in the 21M car. 12A Osborne getting some serious points here in second spot. Knows he's not going to catch the race leader. McDonnell is the one that's got the pressure in that 34 car though, as Hodgson works him over in the 35. Race win, Stewart, 21M. 12A Osborne. It was a good race and chase, but he's going to come up in second place. 34 McDonnell for 3rd, 35 Hodgson is 4th. 16 Ryan Barry picks up 5th spot with an 9M of Honeybell in 6. 84 Committee. after his Heat 2 race win, picks up 6th place points. 8th place for the 71 of Alec Kinsley. 9th was the 2 USA car of Trent Way. And an unfortunate DNF, it was the 94V of Matt Buckley that spun to the infield mid-race. So some big points there for the 21M of Stewart. Backs up his 5th place in round number 1 with a heat win. That was Heat 3, Midas Midget All-Stars. Midas Midget All-Stars, heat number 4, starting on grid position number 1, the 99A of Robertson. Grid position 2, the 95K Fabish. It'll be a grid 3 start for the 91A of Guptill. Grid 4 for 87A of Burgess. Grid 5 for the 10A of Mosen. Grid 6 start for the 54A of Pickens. Grid 7, 7A Matthews. Grid number 8 for the 22A of Earl. Grid 9 start. There is a scratching on the grid 9 start, so grid 10 start for 93P McGill. Midas Midget All-Stars, heat 4. Last chance to get points for the feature. Let's have a look at that front row with the 99A of Robertson. Didn't feature in the top 6 in his first heat race. And on grid 2, 95K of Fabish. Also another driver that didn't feature in that top 6. So big points needed from that front row. The chase. The place to be next week, of course, will be Paradise Valley Speedway in Rotorua, where they've got the, what do they call it? It's a charity meeting, and they've got the celebrity event. Yep, they got guys like Greg Murphy, Andre Heimgartner, I think it was. Check it out. That is the place to be. It's going to be a packed house next week. Paradise Valley Speedway. Don't mind promoting that meeting. We're not running. Check it out online. It really is going to be massive. It'll be live streamed as well. Here we go. Oh, contact. Shuffling the deck. See who emerges out in front as they come down the back straight. This time the pace is so quick. It's a 95 out in front. Fabulous Fabish. Needs points. Burgess in the 99A car. He's dropped 87A. Burgess up to second spot. 99 Robertson third. Pickens fourth. Oh, Fabish bouncing up on that high line. Almost opens the door for the 87 of Burgess. Something funny going on with my live timing as Burgess keeps dropping out, but he's definitely there and he's gone through to the lead. The BNT Automotive car. He's got that on rails right now. Fabish just struggling a little bit. Third place Robertson. Pickens exploits the gap down into 1. Man, that was fast. Mosen's moved up to the top 4. Mosen now up into third spot. Mosen's on fire right now. 15.23. Pickens just looking a little bit subdued in this heat race. Still back there in fifth spot. Not able to move forward. Makes a move up the inside there. Finally gets the job done into fourth spot over Robertson in the 99. As they're swapping paint for second and third. Mosen in the Greenway car. On fire. Will he be the first driver to go sub 15? Let's have a look at his lap time this time. Oh, 15.06. 15.08 Mosen. Oh, we're almost in the 14s. Race pace coming to the track. Pickens now has moved through for third. 3 laps to go. 14.8 for Pickens. Pickens first to go sub 15. 97 kilometres an hour average pace. And he now goes to work on the 10 of Mosen. Long-time rivals, massive rivals in the world of midget racing. Out in front though, it is still the 87 of Burgess with something funny going on with his live timing. Maybe he's got a transponder issue. Here comes Pickens up the inside of Mosen. Side by side, 1 to go. Burgess is not that far down the racetrack. These two are catching him. Mosen trying to hold out Pickens. Pickens will do another big slide job. Down the inside, flat wheels with Mosen. Burgess is going to win E4. Mosen picks up second place. Wow. Pickens was on fire. 14.89 seconds. Sub 15. 14.89. Average speed of 97 kilometres an hour. Now, the drone pilot, Sam, sitting behind me here in the comm box, has to cut the track because his drone maxes out at 100 kilometres an hour. His drone cannot keep up down the straights. So he is cutting the racetrack just to get back on track with these guys. How good was that? 87A Burgess taking his race win in Heat 4. 10 Mosen finishes up in second. 54 Pickens was third. He worked hard for that. 95 Fabish in fourth. 99 Robertson for fifth. 91 M of Guptill finishes in sixth. 7th was 22A James Earl, 97P McGill, and 8th, 7A Matthews finishes up top 9. Midas Midget All Stars Heat 4. Man, it's getting exciting. We got the big 30 lapper coming up later on. Street Stocks up next. Sidecar spinning some more laps for you. Just before we bring out the street stocks for their race. 27, Craig Bowler and Plummer. And the 22, Russell Stewart, Calaminis. Remember, next time you head on up to Gisborne, whether you're just going up there for a holiday over Christmas break, lays about on the beautiful beaches up there, or maybe you're going there for Speedway, head along to Bakery 22. That is the sponsor on the side of that bike, and that is Calaminis Business. Callum hanging off the back of that 22 bike. 27 bike there, sponsored by David Jones Motors. If you need your car serviced, you need a warrant, you need some mechanical work, then you go and check out David Jones Motors, and they are in Davis Street in Hastings. You see the 22 bike closing in now. Russell Stewart really does love to stretch that throttle cable. Let's have a look, see here, is he keen to do a demon dive? I think he's going to elect to try and go the long way. Put that side wheel up on the dirt, try and slingshot around the outside. One last lunge at it around the outside here as they come to face the checker. That'll be a win, heat number 2 there for the 27, Craig Bowler and Plummer. A lot more conservative style, but they made it work. And a good race and chase there for the 22 crew. I've got a really cool Hawkeye's bucket hat here, and with our Hawke's Bay sun through our summer, you really need to wear one of those bucket hats to keep that sun off your face. And a cool singlet as well, Hawkeye singlet. That's what every true bogan wants to wear in the summer here in New Zealand, along with your gumboots. So I've got a bucket hat, I've got a singlet. This is a great prize, this one. I've got a Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar $25 voucher, thanks to our naming rights sponsors. I've got a $20 Rosie O'Grady's Irish Pub in Taradale voucher. And I've got another one of those mini posters of the 77B Carl Carpendale, 77G Carl Carpendale TQ. This is a big prize pack, in fact. This is probably worth, ooh, let me work that out. My maths is terrible, but I'll figure it out. It's probably about $140 worth of stuff right here. How am I going to give that away? That's the question. Street stocks are up next, followed by super stocks. Unfortunately, we've dropped that teams event tonight due to the lateness of the program. We've got a sponsor on the pit gate, and you won't see it until they close it. And I don't want you to text the answer until they close it. So as soon as our pit gate gets locked and loaded, and you can see the sponsor on the pit gate, text it through. You could be our last big winner tonight. Good luck. Yeah, quite rightly. I don't know why I came up with that question, but of course the fence is absolutely filthy. You're not going to see it. Thanks, Wayne Brunton, for telling me that. Geez, these commentators say some silly stuff sometimes. I'll just give you the answer. 007 Paintball, one of our great sponsors. 007 Paintball. You don't have to be the first to text in either, because we just randomly scroll and pick a winner. We don't have anyone's number saved in our phone, so don't worry about that. You could be in with a chance to win this awesome prize with that Hawkeye's gear and all those vouchers. Just looking at our points for the Midas Midget All-Stars after the 4 heats. The last man to win a feature race here has finished top on points. 10A Brad Mosen with 39 points. Then it's a 3-way tie for second spot with the 87A of Leon Burgess, 12A Mitch Osborne, 54A Michael Pickens, and fifth spot 21M Campbell Stewart on 36. And then it is a tie for 6th between 91M Hayden Guptill and the 84A of Ben Committee. Now, because of the track conditions tonight, the Midas Midget All-Stars series organisers have decided that it will be an inverted top 6, not top 10. That's providing Mosen pulls out the 6 card and not the ace. If he pulls out the ace, all his hard work is rewarded with a pole start. But as we saw last time, he pulled out the dreaded grid 10. But this time, the worst it'll be is 6. Lap traffic's going to come into play in that 30 lapper. Here we go with our race for street stocks tonight. They've waited a long time for this. Daniel Rogers in the 9 car tonight. Rogers driving the McNamara at number 9. Second place, 52W of Kuramona. Then it's the 46 of Readington. 64 of Dave Brand. Trying to do the slide job down the inside there was the 72 of Darren Melling. David Adams in the 87 car has dropped the spot. They're swinging right out to the fence. Paramona slaps the wall down here in turn 2 and going through on the inside is Reddington. Towler in the 95 car makes it a 3-wide sandwich as Melling spins out in front of him. Contact roadblock up there at turn 3 and Melling gets back around the outside of them. Rogers makes a mistake here. They're starting to struggle once they go out wide. A little greasy for the street stockers. Reddington fastest lap 21.97. That car parked up on pole down there at turn 3. It's a 57 car of Hayden Lowe. And he finds first gear, tries to get back in this race. Mobile chicane down there at the moment. Kuramona again still right out wide, so too that 9 car Rogers. Great image there on the drone. You see Reddington just going through lap traffic. 44 car back out onto the race as well, Cam Howardson. We had an early DNF for the 95 of Towler. of the laps as they tick by. Another one down for Reddington. 3 to go for the race leader, the 46 car. 72, Darren Melling is the fastest on the racetrack. Reddington has opened up a 5.5 second gap. Back to the 9B at Rogers. Rogers doing a good job here in that McNamara car. 87 David Adams still in third. 72 Darren Melling working his way back up into the top 4. Reddington will get the white flag this time. 1 to go for the 46. Car Glenn Shepherd fully sideways. Down the back straight for the last time for Reddington. He's used to winning races and he will win Heat 1 for Street Stocks. Cross the line. 9B, Daniel Rogers will pick up second position. 87 David Adams for third. 52W Dylan Puramona will finish fourth. 72 Darren Melling fifth. And a top 6 for 64 Dave Brand. Next, Street Stocks, race number 1. Brought to you by Towler Engineering. Keep an eye out for another set of keys that have been lost as well. It's a big bunch of keys. It's got every key every key known to man is on this keychain. So it'll be around somewhere. Keep an eye out for it. Just have a look below your grandstand area or whatever it is. And if you find it, please bring it up the comm box. I've still got those Hyundai keys as well. Super Stocks rumbling down in the dummy grid, getting ready to come back out. We've got top point scorer through the qualifying heats for the 10A, Brad Mosen, up here in the box. Brad, this is a bit of deja vu for us, isn't it, for last time you were here?
Yeah, it is. It's not the worst thing to repeat, and hopefully we can repeat the end result.
So last time you top qualified, you took your choice of the 2 cards you drew out grid 10, had to start on grid 10, but you worked your way through and won the feature in brilliant style. Tonight it's not so bad. We've got these big cards here, so we'll get Kiwi Motorsport Media just to show these 2 cards. Now, the worst it's going to be is grid 6. You're hoping for grid 1, right?
To be honest, I really don't mind. I think being back in the 3rd row with Michael is not going to be such a bad thing. I feel like we've got the car to get through the traffic, and maybe we can get a couple cars between us midway through the race and run, but you never know. We might be off the front and just have an old school throwdown, so depends how we go.
All right, before you do the draw, we're just going to ramp this up a little bit more. What are your thoughts on the track tonight?
I think the track's turned out really good. I mean, credit to all of the crowd and all of the drivers and teams for sticking it out, and obviously all of the track prep crew. We come all the way down here, so it's worthwhile, and I think it's going to end up being a good feature, so well worth the effort, and we appreciate all the fans and everyone at home. So I want to say hi to everyone at home, all the family, Hayley, Mum and Dad, everyone that's watching. Hopefully it's not too dragged out, but hopefully it's all worth it in the end, so cheers.
All right, now's the time. Pick one of these 2 cards. Oh, he's going grid 6. Grid 6 start for the top qualifier, Brad Mosen. Mate, you don't have much luck with picking cards here at Meeanee.
Oh, nah, I'm not too fussed. You know, like I said, I think it's not the worst thing. It might be. I might regret it later, but at the moment, I'm not fussed. I think it's going to be a good challenge. I think we've got a great race car. Wayne and the boys have got it hooked up, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, well, just quietly, I was hoping you were going to pick grid 6.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I think it makes for a good race, you know, and you know, maybe it's a good way of rewarding everyone that stuck it out and waited for us to get out there. So, yeah.
All right, good luck, Brad. Thanks. Here we go, Super Stocks. Can't wait for that 30-lap feature race. It's all about the Super Stocks at the moment as they thunder down into turn number 3, and it is Loveridge out in front. Buckrill in the 99 cars in second place, 46 Quinn Ryan, then the 76 of Ben Mill, and the 235 of Regan Penn. Now the 52B car, that's Kyron O'Brien driving that. Oh, it's getting tight. Loveridge has gone back to third place. Gets spun. Oh, he stuck the back end of the car out and he was punished for it by the 76 of Milne. Well, he went in one lap from race leader to the very rear of the field. Milne has spun himself out. Jacob Buckham's out in front. Racing here with Quinn Ryan down the inside. Went side by side with Buckrill. 18.98 for Buckrill. Regan Penn though, fastest on the track, 18.66. Regan Penn showing his class again. Can he catch the race leaders? Zach Clenny is there in fourth in the 47 car. Then it's Kyron O'Brien in the 52, in front of McEwen in the 15. The 18 car of McGrail going a lap down, I think, there with the 5 car of Richard Houston getting by. Buckrill makes a mistake off turn 4. Punished for it as Quinn Ryan goes by. 18.2 seconds. Man, there is pace in this track. Pace in the racetrack right now. Can Penn go sub 18? He's closing up now on Buckrill in second spot. Quinn Ryan's got to get going. He's got 3 laps to go here in this heat. Kyron O'Brien trying to hold out McEwen in the 15 car. Milne's back in the race as well in the 76 after spinning earlier on. Here comes Penn. Watch Penn use that bumper on the back of Buckrill. Buckrill a little bit understeer off turn 4. If Penn's close enough, he'll give him a nudge up into turn number 1. .3 for Loveridge. That can't be right, surely. One lap to go. White flag is out now for Ryan. He's put a lap car between. Had to get on the brake though. Here comes the 99 of Buckrill. Buckrill fishtailing down the back straight. Quinn Ryan's going to win it. Buckrill will pick up second spot. Third place is going to go to Penn in the 235. 47 Clenny will finish fourth. 15 McEwen. Just waiting for him to cross the stripe. McEwen will pick up fifth. 6th place for Milne. 7th is Loveridge. 8th place for Richard Houston. I think that is the first win of the season for Quinn Ryan as well in that new race car. And there were some very quick lap times there. 18.3, I'm just trying to pick up the fastest lap. 18.19 fastest lap by the 235G Regan Penn. Just to call out to that guy that was looking for that set of car keys. Someone has found some keys up on Frank's Bank. That's the grass area down there at turn 1 and 2. They're at the hot dog van. Hopefully they're your keys. So that guy that was anxiously trying to find his big set of keys, go to the hot dog van on Frank's Bank. Lots of great open wheel racing coming up over that Christmas and New Year break as well. If you have a look at Bay Park, they're running on December the 28th. That's the Base Superstars 30. January the 1st at Western Springs is the Pickens 54. And 2 days later, January the 3rd at Waikaraka Park, the MRL Fast 40. And January the 6th at Western Springs, the Pipeline Hose Shop 50-lap Midget Car Classic. Cancel Christmas, it's international midget racing time. Heat 2 for TQ Midgets, brought to you by Hawke's Bay Doors. Really happy guy now with his set of keys. Don't lose them again. We like seeing happy people at the Speedway. TQ Midgets, heat number 2. Then we get underway with the Midas Midget Car All-Stars 30-lap feature race. Quick turnaround for the midgets, and we finish off the night with the street stocks. Bit of a shortened program for you tonight, unfortunately, so that we can still finish at a reasonable time and everybody gets to see why they came, what they came for, the midgets. Saw some hard and fast TQ racing early on in the night. Shame we didn't get to run our Black Hawks versus White Hawks hit out for our prospecting Hawkeyes drivers. I'm sure we'll get to do that sometime during the season before the NZ Superstock Teams Champs on Waitangi weekend. Gary Cadman on pole position. Alongside him will be the 44 of Caden Barker. Caden Barker is a hard charger and will make the start when they drop the green. Keep an eye on Hot Toddy as well. Efficient Moving and Storage 6 car already weaving his way through the back markers. As Caden Barker stretches away on line car 97. Ben Morrison's come through for second spot. Third place there, 28 of Christine Barge. Oh, it's getting tight further back in this field, around about 15th position. Diving through on the inside there, the 71 of Barry. We've got a car up high on the track. It was the 6 of Dwayne Todd. Hot Toddy has gone to the rear of the field. Looks impressive in front, already sub 16 second lap times. 97 Morrison trying to fend off the 22R of Terence Durrell. Online stabilises car out in front. Caden Barker opening up that lead. Retirement for the 17. That's the 17B car of Spargo, who has gone infield. The Webster Law 97 car of Morrison second spot. Durrell still there in third. Sam Barry fourth. Coonan's in fifth. McGregor top 6. Well, they're not going to catch the race leader unless he makes a mistake. The letterbox 44 continues to open that gap. It's out now to 2.9 seconds. And about to catch the first of the back marker drivers there, the 15 of Reese Millard. Whiffen just having the nose cut off there by the 93 car. Good to see Declan Rowe out on track tonight as well. Cadman will park it up in the 24. His race is done. As we count down the laps here in this feature race, 3 to go. One's up and over. Turn 4. I can't quite see the number on that car. A little bit of a slower rollover. It was the 15. I thought it might have been Millard. Who's driving that car? Reese Timu driving the 15. We've got a different name up here on our live timing. Shouldn't be too much damage to that car. Plenty of cushion up there at the moment, so it would have been a softer landing. That'll tighten the field up with 4 to go. We've gone back a lap. That brings the field back to the 44 of Caden Barker. Lights out. We're going to go racing this time by. Can Barker make a good restart here? He's got the 97 of Morrison pressuring. Morrison dives to the outside. Durrell's there in the 22R car. Durrell makes his move in the South Pack Trucks car. Had a look up the inside of Morrison. 3 laps to go. Dwayne Todd still working his way through the traffic. While Barker's strong on that restart, the 44A car laying it down. Auckland running 1 and 2. Rotorua there in 3rd spot. First Hawke's Bay car 71, Sam Barry. Less than 2 to go. White flag will come out this time for the 44. Could be a feature race win. Be his first feature race win here this season as well for the 44. And Barker will take the win, takes the feature. Morrison will finish second in the 97. Durrell in the 22 for third. Good way for Terence Durrell to bounce back after his issues in that last meeting here at Meeanee. Sam Barry first of the Hawke's Bay cars there in 4th spot. 11B Adam Coonan was 5th. Good drive there for the 11. Top 6 for 74, Ryan McGregor. 7th was the 19A of Hodson. 8th place, 17G, Dylan McGregor. But a feature race win for the 44A, Caden Barker. Midas Midget All-Stars, the 30-lap feature race for the major points. Coming out to form up the grid. Remember, it is an inverted top 6 after top qualifier Brad Mosen picked basically the wrong card. Starting on grid position number 1 on the inside will be the 84 of Ben Cometti. The 21M of Campbell Stewart will go on grid position number 2. 12A of Mitch Osborne from 3. 54A Michael Pickens will go from grid 4. The series points leader after the first 2 rounds. 87A of Leon Burgess will go from 5. Top point scorer 10A Brad Mosen goes from grid position number 6. 91M Hayden Guptill will go from 7. The 9M of Peter Honeybell will go from grid number 8. Expect to see some hard charging from that 4th row. Grid 9 start for the 35A of Aaron Hodgson. 34A of Jordan McDonnell will go from grid position number 10. Grid 11 start for the 16A of Ryan Barry. Grid 12 for the 22A of James Earl, with the grid 13 start for the 2 USA car of Trent Way. Grid 14, the 99A of Cole Robertson. Grid 15 is the 7A of Ben Matthews. Grid 16 for the 95K of Mitch Fabish. Grid 17, the 97P of Carl McGill. Grid 18 for 71A Alec Inslee. And a grid 19 start right off the back for the 94 from Wanganui, Matt Buckley. Watch for the moves from around grids positions 4 through to 8. I do like the look of that 4th row though with Guptill and also that 9M car of Honeybell. Both have showed that they've got pace and aren't afraid to put the car anywhere on the track in those heat races. It's been a great night of midget car racing. This is what it all comes down to, race fans. The feature race of 30 laps. Midas Midget All-Stars, round 3 of the series. Looks like we may have an early retirement there from that 7 car. Parking up on the infield already. So it looks like not even going to start this race for Ben Matthews. The Repco 7 car. Looking to form up for their traditional 4-wide salute. The Midas Midget Car All-Stars Series music as well. David Bowie, We Can Be Heroes just for one day. Who is going to be the hero just for one day here tonight at round number 3? Will it be a win from the front row? Or will we see a driver fight his way through from the back like we did last time when Mosen went from grid 10 to win? Sending them round once more. Chalk line about to be laid. What can Michael Pickens do? 200 wins and counting. Over 100 feature race wins. 9 midget national championships. 2 North Island midget championships. 5 times NZGP midget champion. It's a quality field. It's the best. It's the Kings of the Springs. It's the Midas Midget All-Stars coming down to face the start. We're going to get dirty for 30. Great start on the outside. Side by side as they dive to 1. Stewart on the outside. Oh, we're going to roll. Pole set is gone. Straight away. Wow, that was a roll for the 84 of committee. I don't think he actually made contact with anyone. 87 of Burgess is caught up in it. Looks like Burgess possibly has got steering damage. We'll just wait and see. The 16 cars parked up in there as well. Ryan Barry. Tree King 16 car. There's another car involved in it as well, sitting on the outside. Can't see who it is. Maybe the drone shot can get a look at that car that's facing towards us, but sideways, can't tell who it is. We definitely know that it's the 84 car of committee, though, that's on his lid. Get a look to see who that other car is involved in. If we get a look from the other side of that, get a different angle to the outside, we'll have a look at that crash incident more than these cars that are just driving around at the moment as they reform. Maybe someone in Kiwi Motorsport Media can direct that so that we can have a look. Is it the 35? It's the 35 car. Finally we get to see it. Hodson in the 35A car. So he was the one that was caught up on the outside as they right the 84 car of committee. Depending on how much damage is there, and in fact it was opening lap, will we go full restart with committee back on pole? Now that's the question. So you just carefully roll that car back over. Is it steering damage to the 87? It's got a heck of a lot of lock on it, but it looks like Burgess might be good to go. Well, it was definitely hard and fast. It was pretty even break on that front row. I thought the 21 car of Stewart had the run on the outside, but then you saw the 84 car of committee fight back up the inside. I don't know if he just caught an issue on the track there, maybe caught a rut and just flipped that car over. Just the one race to come after this, fans. It's a street stock feature race. Applaud each and every one of you out there in the grandstand tonight. It has been a long night for you, and you've persevered, and we thank you for it. Don't forget our next meeting, 27th of this month. Just 2 days after Christmas, plenty of time for that Christmas ham to have worked its way down, and you get to see some great Speedway again on that 27th of December. If you're hanging out before then, of course, go to Paradise Valley Raceway next weekend for that celebrity charity meeting. Check it out online. It's going to be huge. I guarantee it's going to be huge. A lot of promotions going into it. A lot of great names are there. Greg Murphy driving a tank. Or you might want to head along to Robertson Prestige International Speedway on Boxing Day after Christmas Day as well. They've got a great meeting there. I think it is Manawatu Sidecar Championship. One of the most, well, it is definitely the toughest regional sidecar championship to win, in my opinion. I had a FPOS card handed in as well, an orange FPOS card. I'm not going to say which bank it's with, so that way if you know what colour it is, which bank it is, then we'll know it's yours. FPOS card handed in, it is an orange card. So I had a clarification on the Midas All-Stars rules that any car that gets outside assistance to help them get back in the race must start from the rear of the field, whether they are at fault or not. That is the rule. So the 21 car is going to be out there on his own on that front row, the 21M of Stewart. With the 1 lap to go signal, we're about to go racing once again. Midas Midget All-Stars 30 lap feature with 30 laps to go. Remember, if you're up in Auckland around that Christmas New Year break, check out Western Springs' schedule. All the info's there on the website. It's international midget racing time. Buddy Kofoid will be there. They'll send him round once more. The chalk line has been laid. For some reason, they didn't get a start. Is there a dispute with the grid position? Will the lights go out? Yes, they do. We're going to go racing next time by. Feature race, round 3, Midas Midget All-Stars. Big thank you to Midas for sponsoring this series, 3rd year that they've been involved. Coming down to face the start this time. We know the 21M of Stewart was quick on that first taking. Pickens now is on the 2nd row. They throw the green. Stewart with the race lead. Pickens in the CRC Industries 54 car working the high line. Is he through for 2nd? No, he gets squeezed back to 3rd spot. So they charge down the back straight. Up the inside is the 10 of Mosen. Mosen working the inside. Mosen dives to the inside again on Pickens. Pickens just struggling a little bit there on the apex of 1 and 2. Now throws it right out wide on turn 3. Pickens working the racetrack, trying to find a way by Osborne in the 12A car. Osborne just getting in the way there of Pickens. Pickens dive back to the inside, and that's where Osborne was. So Pickens again has to throw it up to the high line. Has he got pace this time? Well, Osborne's good on that inside line. It is the 21M of Stewart still out in front. Look at Pickens working this track. Osborne, just the roadblock at the moment. Pickens goes the long way round. Look at that. Pickens round the outside. Beautiful move by the series points leader. Hauls himself up into 2nd spot. Osborne back to 3rd. Mosen's there in 4th. Mosen will have seen that in the greenway number 10. Pickens still running that high line. Trying to gather up some pace. 15.4 for Pickens, fastest on the track. Can he catch the race leader? The Eastern 21 car of Campbell Stewart from the mount. We've lost another one, goes infield. Osborne still fast in third, staying in contention, staying in touch with the 54 CRC Industries Cara Pickens. Mosen fourth, Guptill's moved up to fifth. Keep an eye on that Kohler car. Guptill starting to work the track as well. Right behind him is the 9M of Honeybell. Then it's the 34 of McDonnell. Oh, we've got one round. We're going to go caution. Well, that was a spin all on his own. And I think it was the 94 car of Buckley running in 15th position, the Wanganui-based driver. Came in a little hot, got up on the marbles. And this will definitely tighten things up again with 23 to go. Will they do a 2x2 restart? So the 94 of Buckley would go to the rear, seeing as he's getting outside assistance, but he's not going to lose anything because he was, well, they've got DNF up here now. I'm not sure how that'll work. He's allowed to get back in this race. No, he's going to go infield or start him on the grass. That's what they're doing. I don't think Buckley really wants to get back out in that race. He's just waving his arm out the side of that cockpit. Could be done. And looks like we will do a Delaware-style restart. And that'll make it interesting on the front row with the 21M of Stewart, who had a 0.8 of a second lead over the 54A of Pickens. Pickens did that beautiful move around here on turn 3 and 4 to go around the outside to get second spot from 12A Osborne. Mosen now gets a second chance as well in the 10A on the second row, but more crucially on that outside. And then those two hard charges on 5 and 6. The 91 of Guptill, the 9 of Honeybell. Looking for a start this time. Stewart. Now with the pressure of a 9-time national champion and series points leader on the outside. Stewart makes a good start. Pickens in second. Here comes Mosen. Mosen looking for the third place down into turn number 1. He's on the high line. Cars make contact. Oh, well, we got a rollover. The 94. Oh, Buckley. Buckley, that is it? Yes, it is the 94 of Buckley. The one that just caused that restart, and he has ended up on his lid this time after making contact with one of the wheels as he tried to get by on the inside. Well, it's drama here and high tension in this Midas Midget All-Stars feature race. BSL 21 car there of Stewart made a good start. Pickens will be wise to that in the CRC Industries 54. And the hard work that Mosen did to get through for third place on the 12 of Osborne, well, he'll go back to fourth place. Looks like it was the 9 car of Honeybell caught up in that as well. McDonnell in the 34. They were the two that made the initial contact. McDonnell's still relatively a rookie as far as midget spec racing goes. He did a couple of seasons, I think it was, in the F2 midget, which is kind of a lower spec midget. Same sized chassis, same size wheel diameter, but now with the extra horsepower in the midget class. Great shot of some drivers in the safety zone there on the infield. You never want to be that guy watching the race unfold. You want to be in it. We see our tow truck having problems trying to push the 94 car off. It's got a cut right rear tyre on that 94 car. Is it 94 or 84? Could be a high attrition rate in this race. Already got 4 or 5 cars parked up in the infield. There's bound to be another one, maybe 2. So we try and get this feature race done. Fuel, well, I don't know about fuel, if that becomes an issue for these drivers. The 97 cars parked up in there as well. That's Carl McGill, Palmerston North car. There's the Financial Insight 84 car. That's committee. Shame for him, his night started out great with a heat race win. Also parked up 35 of Hodson. Carter's Tyre Service. Lots of great sponsors supporting drivers through this Midas Midget All-Stars Series. Tree Kings, that's a 16 car there of Ryan Barry. So the order at the time of that stoppage, 21M Stewart from 54 Pickens, 12 of Osborne. 10 of Mosen there in 4th, 91 Guptill 5th, 9 of Honeybell 6th, 34 Jordan McDonnell was 7th. But as to whether all of those drivers are able to get back into this race, that'll change up the order a little bit. Consistency wins prizes in series racing. They do get to drop their worst result over those 7 rounds. That's something that Mosen will use to his advantage after his second round failure to score any points. Great shot inside the cockpit. Just having a look on our screen up here in the box, the 7 car there of Matthews. Looks like we've got a clear racetrack. Won't be too long before we get a restart. Street stocks lining up in the dummy grid down here for our final race of the night. Been a bit of a strange one. Lights out. We're going to get ready for a restart. 23 laps showing on the monitor. Stewart on the inside, Pickens on the outside. Row 2 is Osborne and Mosen. A good start again for Stewart. Pickens will have to chase, dives to the inside, gets squeezed out, and it shuffles the deck. Mosen got bumped back, lost some track position. Here's the 22 car running the high line. James Earl right around the outside, tight down the main straight. Pickens again comes back at the race leader. Pickens will bide his time, so experienced. The CRC Industries 54 of Pickens. Track is starting to slacken off a little bit. Wouldn't have thought that early in the night. Again, Pickens so fast at 1 and 2. He's got very good mid-corner speed. But it's the Eastern 21 car of Stewart who continues to lead. We've got 20 to go. 1/3 race distance gone in this Midas Midget All-Stars feature. Good race down the inside for about 7th, 8th position there, around about the 22 and 95k cars. Fabish is trying to move forward, trying to salvage something out of the night here for the 95. Race times have just gone away a little bit. Stewart almost locks it up, but Pickens was on the inside. There was nowhere through. Stewart was able to get away with that mistake. That car is getting loose. Pickens has given him pressure. Gave him a nudge with the bars. Now Pickens goes to the high side. Absolutely the right move. Pickens round the outside for the race lead. That is track craft. That is why this guy is so good and a 9-time national champion. He knew that Stewart was having issues. He threw it to the outside and made the pass. 3rd place is Osborne in the 12 car with Mosen still there in 4th. Now under some pressure from 91, Hayden Guptill. Hayden wants a podium tonight. Stewart starting to struggle. Osborne has managed to get through for 2nd spot, and the handling has definitely gone away for Stewart's 21M car. Very loose mid-corner. You can see it. Oh, Mosen! Mosen makes a mistake. Gets away with it. They all get away with it. It racked and stacked him. Mosen, very, very lucky. I think he might have caught one of those lumps of clay down there on the pole where they had to scrape that track early in the night. And Pickens now starting to open up a gap. It's 1.6 seconds last time by. I think he's probably opened that up a little bit more. It's 1.9. Pickens is driving away. 12 laps to go next time by. This field has started to sort themselves out. Pickens, Osborne, Stewart. Mosen goes through. Mosen through for the top 3. Stewart's dropped to 4th. Burgess in the 87 car is 5th. Guptill in 6th. Well, Guptill lost spots. That would have been that shuffle there with Mosen when he got caught out on the pole. Guptill will struggle to recover from that. Pickens now, the gap is almost 2.5 seconds and 10 laps to go. The final 10 laps of round 3 of the series. And Pickens looking to extend his series points lead. Rounding up the first of the back markers with the 99 car of Robertson. Pickens lapping up to 11th place. Makes his run to the inside, round the outside in the CRC car. Still 2nd place for Mitch Osborne. Brad Mosen is starting to close in now on that 12 car, so 2nd place might not be set in stone just yet. With 8 laps to go, there's still time for Mosen to make his move, because Osborne is slow up there at turn 2. Here comes Mosen. Mosen reeling in the 12 car. Osborne is struggling. They're not going to catch Pickens. He's gone out in front. Keep an eye on this battle for 2nd and 3rd place. We're in single digits. Mosen will see that there's 6 to go next time. Oh, Mosen! Huge! Mosen rode a wheel on the 12 of Osborne. Just mistimed it. And Mosen took the huge wild ride up into the wall at turn 3. I saw that one. He's straight out of the car. Give him a round of applause, fans. Well, unlucky Mosen. Just about to make his move. Just misjudged it slightly. Rode a wheel. And he was a passenger from then on. Took the wild ride. Feature race is done there for Mosen. Safety crew just making sure that the driver's okay. Just running through the checks. That was a hard hit. That's why these drivers are so well protected with the safety harnesses on the head and neck restraints, the arm restraints that stop their limbs from coming out of the cage, full containment seats, and of course the roll cage on these cars. That's an unfortunate finish for Mosen. And with already a bad round at round number 2, it looks like that Midas Series title is slipping away. Well, that'll bring the 21M of Stewart back up into the top 3. And now with the field tightening up once again, and possibly it'll be a single file restart. Sometimes that's how it works with a Delaware. When there's only so many laps left, they then go single file. We'll wait and see if that's what's happening. So Mosen with a bit of work to do to that race car before the next meeting up there at Western Springs. Can only imagine that it just happens so quickly. 1 minute you're throwing it sideways into the corner, next minute you're flying through the air. Seven laps to go on the screen. 54 Pickens, race leader. You can see the bottom wire on the entry to turn 3. Just hanging low. You can see it there. If you're on the live stream, you can see it there. So there's a broken wire. Well, everything that could happen tonight has been happening. Unfortunately, race fans, because of that issue there with the wire fence, the meeting has been called. We can't run the meeting with that safety fence compromised. That's going to be a unofficial win in round 3 of the Midas Midget All-Stars for 54A Michael Pickens from 12A Mitch Osborne, 21M Campbell Stewart. I would assume is your man that finishes up in 3rd spot. What a night of Speedway. Strange one, but a night of Speedway nonetheless. I can't remember a meeting like it, to be honest. Thanks for persevering tonight, fans. We hope to see you back here on the 27th of December when we kick off again just after Christmas. We've got a big load of championship meetings coming up. Check out the website's Facebook page for updates. If you're driving back home tonight, please be safe out on the roads. And whatever you're doing here in Hawke's Bay tomorrow, have a great Sunday. Hopefully you're not working and you get to relax. But a great night of Speedway. Thanks to the Midas Midget All-Stars for running tonight as well. It's a shame we didn't get your feature run all the way through. But as I said, with that safety fence compromised, we just weren't able to continue the meeting. It's a health and safety issue. It's the right call. It's just a sad one. So, yeah, signing off. Strange night, but I've enjoyed it. Good night, everybody.